Hey, you guys, thanks for listening in to this episode of Tips with T. On today, I have Miss Katherine with us. Hey, Miss Katherine, how you doing today?
Hello, good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So thank you so much for being a guest on the show. So tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, sure. So I am, as you see, Agent Services Plus, which is a company that I run. So I'm a real estate agent, is what I did first. And then I created a company called Agent Services Plus, which is based around organizing and simplifying things for business owners, specifically those in the real estate industry. So I get to come in and do some consulting work and help people lay down the foundations or fix things that maybe they had some systems in place but need to be upgraded or fixed or used to a better degree. And then I also do coaching around that as well. And I work with agents on mindset development and habit development too.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit more about your journey of becoming an entrepreneur. What was that journey like for you?
Oh goodness. So that's an interesting one. So I started out like everyone else in that lovely 9 to 5 is actually in medical administration for many years, along with 15 plus years of customer service prior to that. So in doing that, decided that, especially being a single mother, being with my boys and being able to attend basketball practice and the things that they were in was a lot more important to me. And that would give me the flexibility to be able to do both. Plus, I love helping people, and that's the reason why I joined the medical field. So looking at real estate was the first option because I would be able to work around everybody's schedule.
Mhm.
So that's where I started. In between doing all of that and learning the ins and outs of real estate and what it takes to become an entrepreneur, which you're not really taught in the real estate industry. We are taught that we are entrepreneurs, but not necessarily business owners. And for some reason, that just for most people, that's two completely different things. So once I got into doing that and got a couple of different opportunities within that, working as a solo agent, worked with a team, I ended up working with the brokerage that I was at the time. And my entire job on top of selling real estate was actually helping other agents, bringing them in, getting them set up, transferring their stuff, setting up their technical sides and everything. And what I realized was I absolutely love helping people and I love teaching and I love getting them to the next point and helping them see outside of that box. It's one of the things that I did when I was in medical administration was creating those foundations within the medical field. So I decided, why not just do real estate? Why not help other people build their business? And maybe I can help them move forward more in their business and skip some of the steps that I had to take because I was on my own when I got into real estate. And that's how Agent Services Plus kind of became a thing. So, and it's developed more and more from the very beginning where I was extremely hands-on, taking care of things and kind of doing the admin side to backing off and kind of still helping, but doing more of that coaching side so that I can teach people how to be accountable for their own things in their business and kind of help move them forward.
Awesome. I know previously when we had talked, we were talking about, putting systems in place. So why should you have a system in place for your business?
Oh goodness. So many different reasons, right? And this is something that I taught when I worked in the medical administration side was if you have systems in place and you're able to do things in a more habitual way, it's a lot easier for you to, especially in the real estate world when we're going in 15 different directions, to be able to do one thing, hop onto another thing, and then go back to what we're doing because we've created systems in place that are repetitive. So by doing that, the body picks it up as a habit. Once it's a habit, it's a little bit easier to do. So if you ever realize, like if you're having a conversation, but you're washing dishes, it's because you know how to wash dishes, right? So it's habitual. Your subconscious kind of takes over and it's able to do so a little bit more on your behalf. It's the same way with putting in systems into how you build your business. And that allows you to be a lot more habitual on your day to day, which can keep you on track, which can help you grow, and then allow you to help, if you choose to help others grow, if you're building a team or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. I completely agree with you, but what type of systems I guess needs to be in place? Give us an example, like what do you see that needs to be in place for like a real estate agent, since that's what you do?
Yeah. So I would definitely say the first thing as far as systems would be trackers. A lot of people call them KPIs, which is your key performance indicator. So it's a way, especially when you get first into the business, because we as agents and in a lot of different businesses, we have to bring clients to us, right? And so what happens is we try to do that on 50,000 different platforms. And you have to figure out what works for you. Otherwise, you're constantly searching for the next person. You're constantly wasting your time in all of these different areas. So trackers are fantastic to help keep you accountable with what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. For instance, lead generation is a huge thing for most business owners, right? Especially in the real estate industry. So if you are tracking how many phone calls you're making or how many conversations you're starting and how many people are responding to those and where they're coming from, let's say Facebook, Instagram, let's say you're part of a gym. If you're able to track that, then you can, as you get further down into your business, realize which one of those is actually bringing you business and then which ones you may be wasting your time on, for instance. So if you know that you do like networking groups and things like that, but every time you go to this one networking group, it's never done anything for you. You've been doing it for 6 months. Chances are it's probably not supposed to be a leg of your business. And so it's better for you to look at those that are bringing you business and have made traction so that you can start forming what we call the legs of your business, which is going to help you grow. So trackers are a huge, huge thing.
Awesome. So I guess what is your opinion on how a successful system should look like when it comes to a business?
So successful, I would say that it kind of depends on how you define success, right? Because I think we tend to get stuck in the word success means that it's completed and it's perfect. However, we're always growing, we're always changing, we're always evolving. So you could create something like your trackers and it starts out very simple. And then as you move through it, you're able to add more things to it. You're able to make it look a lot different, or you may change it completely. So I would say a successful foundation in your business, to be honest, are the systems that are actually going to be used by you. It's great for you to have things that do this and things that do that, like people that use calendars. Calendars are fantastic and I use one, but we have those that push using only a paper calendar and you have those that push only using a calendar that's on your phone. You have to look at what works for you. And I think that is going to make more of a successful system within your business is if you are using it. If you know that you're not a paper person, then guess what? Using that paper calendar is never going to work for you. It's not a successful system because you're used to doing everything on your phone, and that's completely and totally fine. But the biggest thing is to look at yourself and how you learn. And then how you use things or how you remember to get things done, and then building from there. So to me, a successful system would be those that you're actually going to use and those that work with the way that you already do things on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, I completely agree, especially when you're like the type of person that's on the go. You might want to do things electronically, access it from your phone, or if you're old school, write everything down. It depends on you as a person. But sometimes, like you said, it might be good to pivot sometimes like you might have to go from paper to being online and doing those type of things so we can like send you alerts or help track things. So I always say, when you're trying to build some type of system or strategy, be open to change, because you know what little things can help you make so much progress when it comes to trying to grow your business.
Definitely. And then I would say too, in making those changes, try to make small changes. So I have a video that's actually on my page about what I call micro changes, because we as humans are not very good at change. And the body or the mind will reject things if you try to do too many things at once. So if you are, let's say, for instance, a paper calendar person and you want to use an online one, you should probably start with just that. Just get in the habit of looking on it daily, having it on your phone and looking at it, and just setting up simple things on there and work your way into that. So many times we're like, oh, well, I need to change this and I need to change this and I need to change this. And we try to do it all at once. And then what happens is we could be successful for 2 weeks and then it completely bombs. Right. And we're like, I don't understand. I did everything right. Well, it's because your body is rejecting it because you made so many changes and so many new habits, it can't keep up. So it immediately reverts back to what it's naturally good at.
Please don't overwhelm yourself. Step at a time. Like I had to learn how to do that. I had to learn really how to just take it one piece at a time. So, and that helps me. For instance, I would say like I was old school when I first started off when it comes to scheduling appointments and booking appointments. Well, now I have an online system that links to my calendar. So that way I won't forget appointments and that way and all that other good stuff. But it took me a while to get there because I was just like, oh, do I want to do this change? But like you say, do small changes first and then try to perfect those and let your body and stuff in your mindset get used to that. And then, okay, well, I know I need to add this on too. So let's try to add this on now since I got this thing that I just added under control.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. And I always say like, try it out for at least 3 to 4 weeks and be careful adding additional things while you're in that process. If it's something that's very small, like let's say a change in the time that you get up in the morning or something you do in the morning that's for you, that's fine. But definitely try it out for a little while. I think we're in a society, especially now that we have the internet, we have social media, we have everything at our fingertips, that we don't know patience anymore. We want everything right now. And we do that within our business. I've done it within my business. Like I've tried things and I've got to the point of using different things and I'm like, oh, it's not working. Well, it's been 3 days. Of course it hasn't worked yet. That's the shortest trial period ever. So I always encourage people, like, give yourself, at least 3 weeks to see if it is working before you just turn it down and say, this isn't working. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, it takes 21 days to develop a new habit. I had to learn that. So try to stick with it for 3 weeks, even though we get impatient, like, but then like after a while, it takes your body 21 days to develop a new habit. That's just been a fact, like a scientific fact. So like, I completely agree. Give yourself 3 to 4 weeks to try it out before you try to move on to the next.
We live in such a fast-paced world. We really do. It is so hard to slow down. I've even got myself in the habit of not looking at my phone, especially social media and stuff, at least an hour or 2 before bed, because they talk about the blue light and how, especially social media, that scrolling, our brains are trying to take in so much information at one time. It's actually an overload, which is why by doing that right before you go to bed, it's extremely hard for your body to then calm back down and your brain to be able to go to sleep, because it's now trying to process everything you were just scrolling through.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better at that. I'm trying to get better at that. Because that is completely, that is so true.
Yeah, I actually, I was challenged to take my social media off my phone for 2 weeks. And I did, so that I would quit with those kinds of distractions. And then when I put them back on, I actually left the notifications off. So it will not notify me when things come through, just because I know that I am that person that if there is a notification, I'm going to check it, because I can't stand to see notifications on my phone. So I actually left the notifications off. And it's funny because I'll find myself finally sitting down like in the evening and be like, oh, I have like 30 something notifications. And I never once took time to check it out. But I'm also very proud of myself because I'm able to be more focused and a lot less distracted because of that.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Katherine, for coming on the show today and sharing us tips about developing systems. So I'm going to share your social media handles. Tell our listeners how they can get in contact with you if they would like to render your services.
Yes, ma'am. So definitely the easiest way is to go right to my website, which is agentservicesplus.com. All of my information is on there. If you'd like to schedule a discovery call with me, you can do that from there as well. And then you can also find me on Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook. We are in the process of working on the Instagram handle to be Agent Services. So apologize, everyone. Remember that last name so that you can find me. But I'm very, very much online on Instagram and Facebook as well. And that's where you'll find a lot of the videos that I'll post from there too.
Awesome. And if you guys want to get in contact with me, feel free to do so. My number is 910-317-0396. You can shoot me an email at contact@mjfinancial.biz. You can schedule a consultation on my website at www.mjfinancial.biz. You can find this episode on Anchor, you guys, and you can also find the playback for this video on the YouTube channel for M&J Financial Management as well. So thank you once again, Ms. Katherine, for being on the show today. I highly appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And all right, you guys, we will see you on the next episode of Tips with T.